Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Friday morning. It is now the second day of August 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office, and as I look out the window, it's kind of cloudy. Yeah, a little difference. Send in the clouds, as we are going to see a nice surge of monsoon moisture come our way during the day today and into early tomorrow. A couple of issues with that, of course, is the possibility of thunderstorms in the Sierra, perhaps bringing some dry lightning, as well as the possibility of erratic winds in the Sierra and the impact that could have on the ongoing fires. So let's take a look at what's happening this morning. Just a classic look of the monsoon moisture streaming up from the south, and you can see that flow from the south and east. So coming in this direction, and that's what monsoon means. Monsoon does not mean heavy rain. What monsoon is a seasonal change in wind direction, and that's what we have here. We have winds coming out of the south and southeast as opposed to the west and southwest, and so that's why we call it monsoon season. And with that, of course, you can get rain, but it's a seasonal shift in wind. Now, a lot of clouds out there, but not much in the way of precipitation at this time anyway. This is actually the Fresno radar, Hanford, if you will, and there are some showers that probably aren't quite reaching the ground here. This is a lot of ground clutter here. One of the other interesting things I noted when I was looking at this radar is, see this line right here? See that line right there? It doesn't seem to move very much. That's I-5. Yeah, it's, the radar is actually, because the radar is looking for things that are moving, and because the highway here is elevated from where the radar site is, it actually picks up cars and trucks going along the highway. Rather stationary thunderstorms, if you will. The other interesting thing is if you go farther to the north, it shows a shower going over Amador County. But again, this is the Fresno radar. Let's go to the Davis radar. And if I go to the Davis radar, well, that feature doesn't show up. It's there, but it's what we're picking up here is just some virga likely. And that's likely what we're going to see during the day today. Boy, a lot of clutter here. Of course, that's the windmills. And this is why when you go to a radar app that doesn't show the raw radar like this, it usually shows you a composite radar that filters a lot of this stuff out. But yeah, this is just the raw radar here. So that's why it looks so messy this morning. But you can pick up this feature here, which may once again be a little bit of virga coming up in this large swath of moisture coming up from the south. So let's take a look at a couple of models. We'll start with the NAM Nest. And what this model is going to show us is the chance of showers developing as we head through the afternoon. This is around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So this shows the chance of showers or thunderstorms along the crest of the Sierra. A lot of clouds over the valley. And as we head into the evening hours, this is around 9 o'clock, a better chance of showers up toward Plumas County, as well as into the area around the fire in Tehama County. Now, don't expect a beneficial rain here. What actually may be a bigger concern up here is shifting winds. This is first thing Saturday morning, around 7 o'clock in the morning. And then as we go through the day, notice how the wind changes direction again. So watch here how the clouds are coming up from the south, the precipitation is coming up from the southeast, and then we get into the day Saturday, and everything begins to shift from the southwest. Those last couple of frames, you can see that flow, instead of coming this way, it's going that way. And that's an indication that that little wave is going past us, and then we will get back into some hotter weather as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So that's the way the NAM Nest shows it. The HRRR is similar, but somewhat different, showing maybe a bit more virga over the valley. This is around 6 o'clock this evening. Either way, all the clouds over our area will make for a cooler day today, with the daytime high staying in the 90s. Yesterday, downtown Sacramento hit 104. And then this is early Saturday morning. So the interesting feature here, this is about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We could see nocturnal thunderstorms here. So overnight thunderstorms. Let's take a look, see what this says for lightning. Lightning density. So it is showing the possibility of some lightning in here. Not a lot, but it is showing the possibility of perhaps some dry lightning mixed in here as that swath comes up from the south, and this would be the overnight activity in Plumas County and Sierra County and Lassen County. So the possibility of overnight thunderstorms. With that, let's take a look at the possibility of the changing winds. Now this is really interesting. This is around midday today. Now I want to look at El Dorado County, for instance. I know it may be kind of tough to tell, but these wind arrows are coming from the west. So the flow is in this direction from west to east. That's a snapshot at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This goes in 3-hour increments. So now we go to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and instead these wind arrows are now coming from the east. So what this model is trying to show is that up here over Alpine County and up toward Echo Summit, there is a thunderstorm, and that there is wind coming from it this way and wind coming from it that way. So in other words, a downdraft would be sending winds down the slope. That would continue up here by the fire, by the way. The winds are generally out of the southwest. But with all that activity coming up from the south, this is even more of it. This is 11 o'clock tonight. Look at these stronger downslope winds in Amador and Calaveras and Tuolumne counties, winds coming down the hill. At this point, we really don't have much in the way of fire going on here. Pedro fire doesn't appear to be moving all that much. And then also in the area where the fire is burning, generally light winds. So that's at 11 o'clock tonight. As we go into the overnight hours, this is 5 o'clock in the morning. We once again have a downslope wind here in Butte County, perhaps as a result of the convective activity going on here in Plumas County. And so once again, we may see, wouldn't be surprised if we see some areas of dense smoke tomorrow morning north of Chico, from Chico to Red Bluff and into Redding. These areas, because of the downslope winds during the overnight, we could see areas of heavy smoke. Then during the day on Saturday, the winds will once again on the areas around the fire turn onshore. Good onshore winds here, stronger winds here, more winds out of the south. But the problem here with the winds shifting like that, I was talking about this yesterday, is for firefighters, what they want is consistent and predictable winds, because that way they build fire lines. But more importantly, for firefighters on the ground, the hotshot crews that are out there on the ground building hand lines, if you will, they don't want to be put in harm's way by having fire all of a sudden shift direction by 90 degrees or 180 degrees. That if fire is burning in one direction, suddenly it's burning in another direction. So tonight will be really tricky on the park fire. With lower temperatures and higher humidity, perhaps today we won't see as much activity on the fire. And actually, over the last couple of days, it's only been creeping by a couple of thousand acres per day. And so I don't think that's going to change much during the course of the day today. But let's take a look at what is likely going to be going on for the next few days beyond this. We'll take a look at the 500 millibar chart. Because what this is going to show is, first off, this little wave right in here. This is the wave that's associated with the monsoon flow coming up here. So here's that southeasterly flow. It's a little vorticity coming up, and that's why we may see a couple of showers right here. And then this is early Saturday, and Saturday afternoon that wave goes by. And then beyond that, we get back into this more steady southwesterly wind. This is getting into Sunday afternoon, and we get into the day on Monday. We'll actually have stronger winds aloft. We could see an increase in fire activity on the park fire, especially on Monday. And with the high moving in, we'll have valley temperatures over 100 degrees again, maybe even into that 104, 105 range again, especially toward the middle part of next week. And then we see beyond that, we probably have to wait until a week from Monday before this next trough comes in. What day is this? Yeah, this is Monday the 12th before you start to see some cooling. So, rather interesting weather pattern for today. All this cloud cover will make for this cooler day. And we'll have to watch for the possibility of thunderstorms. Keep an eye on radar as we go through the day today. And yeah, the possibility of nocturnal thunderstorms, always very interesting. And we're just hoping there isn't too much dry lightning to start any new fires. And CAL FIRES will certainly be on edge today, watching for some of that activity developing. And then, of course, the erratic winds we may get with that as well, especially in the Sierra. Not as much impact down on the valley floor. So that's everything I've got for you on this Friday morning. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you have a good weekend coming up. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.